want to, of course, information like this may have been diverted already, but we just want to give it a little roughen it on the surface a little bit. Yeah, get into it just a little bit this morning. And we're going to be chatting about supporting small businesses. Because we know in these times, a lot of folks, if Crystal will permit me to say it, we entered the season, the COVID and all other things that are going on around these days. And there are probably individuals who maybe used to be employed for some reason or other with a particular company. And for some reason or other, COVID happened. This business may have had to shut its doors for whatever reason or reasons behind it. And they may be contemplating on starting their own business. So we're going to chat about that this morning, how the Development Bank can assist individuals, in doing or being part of the small business, how to get started up with a small business, and how the Grenada Development Bank can assist you. Crystal, let's talk about especially the qualifying criteria. Let's just diverge into this morning the qualifying criteria for small businesses. I don't know if you want to expand on that a little bit more or give us an introduction in terms of how the GDB will help businesses, especially small businesses. Good morning to you once again.
Okay. Good morning again. And to clarify, you would like to focus particularly on people who are starting their own business as a means of self-employment.
I would say that, yes.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. So that we will start with the Small Business Development Fund, which is a program created by the government for that very purpose, to create employment, and that is self-employment. So this is to create entrepreneurs. Yes, this is what the small business is designed to do. Mm-hmm. And a small business, and when I say small, let me clarify here. We are looking at MSMEs. So that will be micro, small, and medium enterprises. So a micro business may have about 5 people maximum employed with them. Mm-hmm. So if you, Glenn, are an entrepreneur and it's only you in your organization, then you're a micro business. And we do have organizations that have one employee, which is the owner. So the owner is the manager, the owner does everything. I'm sure you will know of business such like that, Glenn. And most people, that's how businesses start for most people. They start with themselves.
All right.
So that would be micro.
Okay, understand that.
Then you can move up to small businesses. So a small business may have maybe a 25-person maximum.
Yes. Or it could be a minimum as just 2 or 3 per se, depending on how small it is.
That's why we said 25 maximum. Mm-hmm. So that's the maximum. But in you can classify micro, small businesses or medium-sized businesses as for the persons or the employees, but you can also classify them based on a number of things such as manufacturing space. Mm-hmm. They can also be classified as for their investment in equipment or their annual sales.
Okay.
So you may have some organizations that do have 25 people. 25 people is all they need, but they probably sell and earn more than what the average small business will make because of the sector that they're in. Yes, so these are the things that we look at in classifying micro, small, or medium, for that matter, enterprises.
Okay.
The people, the amount of employees you have, your manufacturing space, and whatnot. So that's where you start if you want to decide what is the definition of an MSME.
Okay. Now let's the proposed use of the fund. So let's say you that individual comes into the Grenada Development Bank. As we say, we talk in individual, small business, as you said, maximum 25 people or less. You understand? How does the Development Bank go about? Of course, in knowing how that they will give that individual that particular sum of money per se, or what they want to use the money for. How does the Development Bank come into play there?
Okay. So we will ask some questions and require some documents and information. Right? So we need to start off with what business it is that you're looking to finance. Every business sector will be governed by different regulations, different, you may need licenses, certification, that kind of thing. So we first need to ensure that that applicant meets whatever necessary regulation, certification, registration for that sector. So we'll ask you for some documents. So let's zone in on a sector. Let us zone in on agriculture.
Okay.
For example. Right. So let us decide. We'll do it as for, we'll do roles here today, Glenn. So let us decide you are coming in for a loan to do with agriculture. And because we are looking at self-employment and we're looking at small businesses, you are only allowed $40,000 as a maximum under that particular program.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And you're coming in for an agriculture loan. So there are a number of things that are going to be asked from you and of you, or about you, for that matter, even. So are you a registered farmer?
Well, of course, I should be a registered farmer if I want to get that loan. So that's criteria one there. I should be registered as a farmer. Have that relative information ready.
Right. So you need to have, there's a registration, you have your ID and everything that is done through the Ministry of Agriculture. So that should be, right, that is a criteria. The next question you may be asked is, where are you farming, Glenn?
Where am I farming? So
where are you farming?
Well, I'm assuming if I have a portion of land that is located somewhere, well, you know, I guess so, that will be part of that, the answer that will be given. Where is my land located? You know,
where is it located? Does it belong to you?
Yes.
Because if it belongs to you, it's a different story than if it doesn't.
Okay.
So if it belongs to you, we will ask that you have the necessary documents to prove that.
To prove that the land belongs to me.
Right. If it doesn't, we need to know that the person who's the owner have given you the necessary permissions in order to use the land for the purpose that you would like to use the land for. Remember, a couple weeks ago, we spoke about security and whatnot and making sure that
exactly.
customer. Because then we'll come back to a situation, if the person hasn't given you that permission, we'll end up in a situation where you received your loan, you buy your equipment, you bought your seeds and whatever you may need. And then just as your sorrel is coming up, and I'm speaking about sorrel because I'm looking at my neighbor's sorrel right out the window. And Christmas is coming.
All right.
And now your sorrel is looking good and you're getting ready to harvest for the Christmas, and then you realize the person they don't want you farming there anymore. What happens?
Well, that becomes that technically now becomes a problem. You understand? No, you cannot move forward to whatever you're doing because there's a stumbling block there that you should have taken care of, or even you folks at the agreement should have taken care of before you that initial process even got to there. You understand?
Very good. Excellent. So your officer will ask you for that necessary information, the permission, the land title, these kind of things to ensure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. Yes. Right. So we are still on agriculture. So you're coming in and you want to purchase certain things. We would ask that you have the necessary valuations and estimates for what it is you want to purchase, because we need to know that we are financing the project that we are financing and that we are providing you the amount of money that you need that can do the job.
Okay. So now I'm supposed to get all my documents. I need to purchase, farming. Maybe I want farming equipment. tractor per se, just in case I do need one of that, depending on the magnitude of land that I have. If I need a tractor, I may need, irrigation, of course, products,
Yes, the pumps.
and so forth.
You may need. I'm not the farming person, but you may need
hoses and your spades and your
and
forks and all these things. You get into it. So you want to make sure you have all of the material per se that you need. Exactly. So I should get that estimate bringing, and it actually should be within the estimate should also be within the loan limit per se. All right.
The loan limit. And let us be clear that not because the loan has a limit, it automatically means that you're going to go to apply for that. To be honest, sometimes it's not necessary.
That's true.
And remember, your loan, it comes with an interest. So if what you need is $10,000, not because you need 40, you should take 40. I mean, as a banking institution, yes, we would love that you're paying more interest. But again, we are a development bank. So as much as we enjoy it, we also take into consideration the needs of our customers.
Yes. Because there's also that repayment factor that has to come in there.
Yes, of course.
Would that customer be able to repay for that loan if he take that magnitude? The type of business, agriculture, you have to wait until the produce are ready for market and so forth in order to,
Right. And that's where affordability comes in. That's where your loan officer will sit down and she will do the math and she would look at how much are you earning, how much are you spending, how much do you need to put back into the farm, how long the loan can be for, how much you're going to pay a month, or repay monthly. So that is a calculation that has to happen. And you brought up a point there, Glenn, about the produce being ready at a particular time, which brings me to another thing that we provide for our business loans and even our mortgage loans. Grace period.
Grace periods. Okay, great.
Right. So the loans are designed for recipients to have a grace period before having to pay either any of the loan or the interest amount of the loan. The grace period, there's a maximum grace period based on the different type of loans, and there is a maximum and not a minimum. A lot of things at our institution, we deal with maximum instead of minimum.
Okay.
Why? Because if we're looking at business, again, which we are looking at, every business is not built equal. So for farming, we need to get the land ready. We need to plant. We need time for germination. We need time for growth. We need time for maturity. We need time for harvest, and then we need time to sell.
Yes.
So that entire process may take 6 months. Within that 6 months, probably you are not earning anything. So your loan officer will be mindful of that, and they will look at your grace period as per that or those particular criteria, that particular situation. There is another business probably that may get less grace period than your 6 months, or probably none at all because of the type of business that it is. So let us say that you're not doing agriculture, you are not doing poultry, and there is no maturing happening, but you are doing cakes. Let's say you're making cakes. You can make a cake today
and sell it tomorrow, and actually sell it tomorrow, or even sell it today and sell it today also.
Exactly.
And there's quantity, and there's that quantity level also. You can say I'm be doing 50 cakes today and get 50 cakes sold today. You understand?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. So you may come in, you may receive your check now. It's 11 o'clock. You can go to the supermarket. You can buy all your ingredients. You can go home. You can bake. You can design your cake. You can sell it tomorrow, and you can do multiple cakes that you can sell tomorrow.
So that's where the GDB comes in and say, no, well, because of that particular business, your grace period could be 1 month, because we know you are able to have a return that will able to pay back your loan in less than in a month or more. Understand?
Exactly.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, I don't know if they can pay back the loan in a month.
Well, I mean, I'm talking in the
But
instance
it's a
of
thing,
payments per se, because you want to design a way where
Right.
an individual will be able to make their payments, and you could say, well, because your business has a fast return, you may not be able to pay back all at the same time, but you say, I am surety if I have to pay back $1
Right.
this month, you know that person is surety to make $1 to pay back this month.
They make $1 in 2 days. So some
Exactly.
people can make $1 in 2 days, while some persons may make $1 in 6 weeks or 6 months. So we are very
Exactly.
conscious of that, and that's where your loan officer will come in, understanding the sector that you're in. It's important for that, and I do have to say our loans officer are very well equipped with that. Yes.
All right.
Another thing that will be asked of you is that you provide a business plan or a business overview. It's important. A business plan is very important. Many people overlook the importance of a business plan, and some do not understand the importance of a business plan. The business plan is important for many reasons. One of them is simply selling your business to the financial institution or to the investor.
And it also
So
makes it easier for the institution to have a clear idea of what you're about to do with the finances they're about to lend you.
Exactly.
You understand? It
Exactly.
saves that word of mouth. Yes, some folks may be good at the word of mouth and explaining, but when you have that documentation, Glenn decides he wants to do X, Y, or Z, when he obtains that money, and that's a way of making it much easier for you in terms of dealing. Because there's always going to be that out of office discussion with other members of the organization that, hey, we have this business plan. This is what he wants to do. And this is pretty straightforward, and I think supplying the finance with him for that purpose makes it much more easier.
Exactly. And there are some businesses that are straightforward, Glenn. So somebody may want to do a hair salon or barber shop, and we understand what hairdressers do, we understand what barbers do. But then you may have a business that you have never heard of. You do not know how the business is operated. So your business plan will basically explain your idea to your officer so that your officer can understand it. Your officer is able to justify it, because remember, your loan officer is the one who needs to write up your loan, assess your loan. If they don't understand your business, they will not be able to assess it. They will not be able to speak to their managers about it. They will not be able to get your loan approved.
Exactly.
Because they need to be able to explain it.
Exactly, and especially if it's a first time, especially if it's a first time business of that nature. Maybe the bank per se is dealing with that business on a first time basis. Maybe first time, even that particular business is on island for them to deal with. Do you understand? And you bringing forward that business plan will certainly help a whole lot. Especially for first time. There are business who maybe we probably heard about it on other islands, but this individual is offering to bring this business to Grenada for the first time. You understand? And a business plan made out about how this business runs and how it will function will certainly make it an easy, even also for that loan officer who's going to, of course, approve that loan for you. Maybe I should get into banking. What do you think, Crystal? Maybe I should get into banking.
Okay, Tommy. I mean,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No. I mean, there's an open invitation. I'm sure you can look. There are some vacancies out there.
All right.
So the business plan, again, I like to reiterate that loans, yes, we have our terms and conditions and qualifying criteria, but there is an individual part of it that cannot be communicated to the mass audience.
I understand.
So
that.
I can tell you everything that you need to know, but at the end of the day, I have not met you. I have not heard about your particular situation. Because now I'm saying that yes, we need a business plan for a business loan, we need a business plan, but then you come with you're listening and your business is probably let's say hairdressing again, because hairdressing is kind of on the surface, we know what it is. So you may come in and your loan officer will say, well, if it's hairdressing, I mean, you relax hair, you wash hair, you put weave, you put wig, except if you're going to do something so drastically different that we don't understand, your loan officer may say to you, well, we do not need a business plan for that.
I understand.
Maybe again you're doing cake decorating. We understand the process of making a cake, decorating a cake, taking an order, delivering it. Unless you're going to do something so drastically different from that whole supply chain there, or we may not ask you.
I understand. Once it's not the regular irregular know-how, I would say, in terms of, I understand that part you said where it comes to hairdressing, cake making, there's a basic function of that particular business already, which, anyone who has the skill could just get into it. You understand?
Yes.
And being individuals in the bank, they may have a clear idea of how cake is made. You understand?
Yes, they do.
You being a female,
Yes,
you
they
may
do.
not be the best hairdresser there, but you may have an idea how hairdressing is done. So you say, well, if somebody comes to get a loan for that nature, I know how hair is done. So they may not need a business plan for that. We already understand the functionality of that business, per se. You understand? But when it comes wrong to other business that entails a lot of technical issues in terms of how it runs, a business plan is important for that.
It is important. And you know what else is important? Registering your business.
Registering your
Yeah?
business.
Your business registration is important. For farmers, we spoke about farmers needing the license. Yes. So you may have some areas that need license. You may have some areas that need certificates. You may have some areas that need permissions.
It varies. It varies. It varies.
Right. But then there are situations where you need your business to be registered. Right? There are particular areas again that have particular certificates. For example, food. If you're dealing with food, you need a food handler certificate. There are things that you may need the different qualifying or certifying bodies to be involved.
So that way we say we'll say training. That way we'll say training comes into play into that part of it also. Are you trained to perform
And
that
not
particular
just
business?
Training, Glenn, not just training, Glenn, but research. Market research is important. And I'm going to give you an example. Well, it happens a lot. But for example, we would get questions like, so if I want to do that particular business, how do I start to do that particular business? But if you are interested in doing that particular business, you have some personal responsibility to do the research.
Exactly. You should have the know-how in a simple way of saying. In a simple way of summing it up, you should have the know-how.
Right. Do not expect the bank to be able to tell you what that is. I got there was a message the other day that I received that said, "Oh, I'm looking for business ideas." We're not in the business of providing ideas. You need to come with your business idea. Yes. And then we are able to assist you if we can, how we can, because we are in the business of providing loans. We also provide business support and development, where we support you in developing your business, giving you the different training and workshops where necessary so that you can learn how to better manage your business. But we do not have a pool of ideas just waiting for potential small business owners to pick one and decide, okay, this is the business I'm going to do. So it's important that if you think your passion is writing and you want to know what businesses involve that because you feel like you could spend the rest of your life writing, then you need to take some personal responsibility to do your research. You need to take some personal responsibility to find out, what do I need any permissions? Do I need any certificates? Yeah. So it's not a situation where you come to the bank and you have no idea how to move forward, and then we are to start with the idea and move forward from there.
All right. Understandably. So that's where you're of course, that plan in your business, whatever you want to do comes in.
Market research.
And market research. As you said, you may want to write, as you were the description you was given. You may want to write. You may say, I have this great knowledge about books. I have a passion for writing and having books. But then you have to also know, what am I going to write about? Is it going to sell? Because remember, you're coming
Who's
for
gonna be my
you're coming for a
editor?
loan. Who's
Be
going
my
to edit your publisher,
How
etc.
am I going to publish?
Exactly.
Instead of deciding, okay, I want to write a book, let me call GDB and see all the information they can give me about that.
I understand. I mean, it goes a lot, and I hope folks who are listening probably, folks always have ideas that are bubbling in their minds. You understand? Things they think they're probably seeing a business taking place in another country, or they're online and they're looking at business activities happening, and they say maybe I could do it, and decide, well, let me go to get a loan to do it, and then they really don't know the know-how. You understand? Because seeing it is not always doing it. Because some folks, in talking in layman terms, seeing somebody do something is not always you are able to do it. You understand? So
I know, I understand fully well. But there are avenues for that. There are probably some business counselor, financial counselor, business people.
Well,
I don't know what the names
I'm sure there are advisors out there that you can go to who will say, let me give you some advice on how this business go ahead, or the process of going ahead with a business like that, and they will guide you along the different processes that you have to go through before you even attempt to go for a loan tour. If you could say that, you say,
of course,
you got to know this, you have to know this. You understand? Because your presentation that goes back to the bank per se is also needed. How you present that business to the bank. Well, that's where the business plan also comes in. But sometimes
that's the business plan, and it's very important. It's important that your officer you sell your business in the right way. It is accepted in the right way. The idea that you want to bring across, it's important that you do that in just the right way, that it comes across, because again, the understanding is important for getting your financing and being able to see the viability or the sustainability of the business, because it is not our aim to provide you with a business that's going to last 5 years, or provide you financing for a business that's going to last 3 years. Our aim, remember, as the development bank, is economic development. And for that to happen, it has to be sustainable. So at some point, your business should be able to grow where $40,000 is no longer sufficient, and you need to come in and you need to ask for a little bit more, and you need to add a room if it is, for example, you're doing accommodation, or you need to buy more fridge and stove.
I understand. And the bank should also see that, because they are noticing the growth that you are coming up with in your business, that it would not be a problem in terms of giving you additional funds for expansion. You understand?
Exactly.
They don't want to see you operating, and no bank will want to give you money if they see that you're operating at a loss, where you're not making money in order to pay back. And so once they see that you are expanding and you are able to access more, you should be able to access more funds because you're expanding. All right.
Exactly. Maybe your manufacturing space is growing. Probably your profits, your annual sales is growing. So these are the kind of development that we're looking for. And these are the kind of development that we want to finance. So whether it is that you are starting off from scratch, whether it is you are looking to grow your business or further invest in your business, there are opportunities available at Grenada Development Bank, and we are quite reachable. We can be reached on 440-2382. That is our office number. If you prefer WhatsApp, you can try 405-3242, or cell phone, same number, 405-3242. If you are a social media fanatic, check us out on Facebook or Instagram, and you can also check out our website for more information.
Crystal, it's of course a pleasure chatting with you this morning, and I hope we could do this again next week. Probably get another topic that we could discuss more that will, of course, inform the listening and viewing public out there, that will just make it easier for them when they decide to approach the Grenada Development Bank in order to access financing for whatever project they may be thinking about getting into. Crystal, thanks once again. It's a pleasure as always. Have yourself a lovely day. I know it's a busy day for you. And
yes, I'm going into an 11 11 o'clock meeting right now. Oh, and then
Well, it's after
it's
11.
up to you to choose the topic for next week. So you're going to pick the topic for next week. Whatever topic you pick, that's what we're going to discuss
Yourself.
next
You're
week.
trying to put me on the spot, right? Anyway.
No, that's not on the spot. You have a week to prepare.
Castell, have yourself a lovely day, my dear, and all the best. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, and same to you.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
That was Castell Benjamin Jerome from the Grenada Development Bank this morning. And of course, we talk how they will be go about supporting smaller businesses at the Grenada Development Bank. Join us again for another program that's next Thursday here on the Mid Morning Buzz, all part of K105 and GBN TV. Have yourself a great day, especially the viewing audience. Good morning to you. Have yourself a great day. Join us again next week. If we're moving on here on K105, folks, exactly 30 minutes after the hour this morning. Let's continue after the short break. Don't touch your dial.